What do you think? First of all, have you heard the scripture, New Testament, Ephesians? We don't fight against flesh and blood. No, we fight against basically metaphysical principalities in higher places, other people's thoughts. Good, evil starts in the mind. Those that believe in God accept God, those that don't. Simple. So, what does fear, in my own life, what does fear, I'm afraid, what does that do to me when I'm afraid? Like, I'm afraid of another person, I'll lie to them. I'll lie to them. In fact, the great Ayn Rand that wrote Atlas Shrugged, smart, smart, smart gal, she laid out what's happening today in that book, Atlas Shrugged, and she formed the philosophy objectivism. And she said, every time you lie to somebody, you make them your master. So if you're afraid of somebody, you lie to them. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive, right? So there's that. Just fear is just negative, negative, negative. That's why I surmise in the good book, don't fear, don't fear, don't fear, don't fear, don't fear, don't fear, don't fear. So why are we fearing? Well, because it's just us and our fear thoughts. If I'm inculcating the 91st Psalm, my angels will hold you up. You'll stomp on serpents and snakes. You're under my shadow. You're in my fortress, and even a buckler. A buckler is a full armor back in the day. Under my shadow, under my feathers, my angels got you. I'll prepare a table in the presence of your enemies. Man, you thinking that scripture all day long and really, thinking it and thinking it and thinking it, you don't fear anybody or anything. But if you're not getting assistance from that higher power, you just basically go all day long fearing, picturing the worst. Uh-huh. Well, it reminds me of this guy back in the day, son of Jesse, who was a shepherd, little guy. And he was, tending after his flock. And he says that he would literally, to protect his flock, kill or go up against bears and lions. It does. It says that. Want to bet? Where'd it go? Did I lose it? It says he says he did battle, but you know what? He was no Samson. David wasn't a Samson. I kind of think that being left-handed, look at his statue. Being left-handed, I think he kind of practiced that projectile. Bam! I mean, what you gonna do all day long? You see these skateboarders just practice and practice. So there's old David out there, all day, every day, and he's in between playing the harp for Saul and tending his dad's sheep, Jesse. Saul ends up trying to kill him because he gets jealous. And then the whole cave scene where David cuts, he comes in to take a leak and it's dark, and David cuts a little bit off his garment, and then Saul goes back down and he comes out. Saul, look, if I wanted to kill you, if I was a threat, I would have done it when you were taking your whiz, and I was watching. So it's a beautiful day. I'm outside today, and there's no houses, and there's no roads, and there's no internet, there's no TV, and there's no distractions. It's just me and the sheep. And I got to protect us, some bitches. So I spent all day long with the first shotgun. Bam! All day. Bam! Just all day. Just shunk, 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 shunk. And I become, with that left hand, like in tennis, vicious. And I know it, but see, nobody else does. Because there's nobody but me and the sheep. So nobody else knows how dangerous I am. So I come upon the scene having this talent where I've killed bears and lions. Bam! Get away from that sheep. So when I come upon this Philistine scene with this big ass Goliath, I'm thinking, oh, come on. Let's just get this out of the way now. Let me do it. And the armor, he puts the armor on, he's too small. And he says, I got this. And everybody's like, what the hell's going on? This is the seventh son, 7 days. What you gonna do? And then go ahead, fool. Go ahead, little boy. Go ahead. You go right ahead. Now, probably mockingly. Oh, okay. Show us what you can do, bro. He says, okay. Here comes the giant. Here comes David. Hey, big guy. I'm atomized by my creator, and I hear you've been mocking him. Let's go. Let's go. Show. Let's go, sunshine. Bam! Bam! Dead. Boom. What a shock. Now fear. Then he cuts his fucking head off. See what happens to motherfuckers to mock my God? They get their heads chopped off. He wasn't afraid. He was fearless. See? And then, well, you know the rest of the story, but the entire Psalms. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. My cup runneth over. He lays me down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He leads me. He lays me down. He maketh me. My cup runneth over. He's preparing a table in front of my enemies. Now, if I'm thinking that all day long, I ain't got no fear of nobody. I don't. I don't have any fear of anybody if I'm thinking what has been written that you believe in, right? You watching, you do believe in that, right? Do you really? I mean, are you that close to the invisible one? But he's not really invisible. But anyway, I just thought fear, man, fear. That's what's going on across, the Russians are afraid of Ukraine. Ukraine's afraid of Russia, just afraid of that new nuclear. And even though a lot of times, the fear does not manifest, but a lot of times it does. In other words, that which I feared most is the expression has come upon me. Whether it's divorce, somebody you loved, whether it's the end of a relationship with somebody you loved, and you fear and you fear and you fear, just detach, bro. Anyway, fear versus faith. There's a story I like. The first projectile to take out a giant by the harp player, the shepherd David. Oh my. What a great story to contemplate, huh? I think so. What are you afraid of? What are you fearful of? Huh? Tell me, just you and I, just between us girls. What are you afraid of? Money? Not having enough? Every day you get up, I don't have enough. The bills are due. The bills are due. That which I fear most has come upon me. You're afraid of somebody, your boss. You're afraid of your job, your corporation. You're afraid. Yeah, most are today. And then you have to lie, and then you have to overcompensate, and you have to do this whole song and dance because you're afraid. Stop being afraid. Simple. Read your Psalms. I'm not going to read them to you, stupidos. Fearful. Ah, ah, ah.